Welcome to RPG PhD. I'm Dr. Ben, and today we're diving into part 3 of our How to Play Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition series. Be sure to check out part 1 on resolution mechanics and part 2 of combat if you haven't already. In this episode, we'll be covering character creation step by step, using an example character to guide you through the process. Whether you're new to the game or a seasoned veteran looking for a refresher, this guide will help you craft a character ready for adventure. So grab your dice and let's get started. The first step in character creation is choosing a species. You can either select one directly, human, halfling, dwarf, high elf, or wood elf, or roll a d100 for a random selection. Opting for the random roll earns you a bonus of plus 20 XP. Alright, let's roll and see what we get. 67, human. Alright, we rolled a human. Humans are the most numerous and widespread of the civilized species in the Old World. The Old World is the main setting of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, a grim and perilous land filled with warring kingdoms, ancient ruins, and lurking horrors. Here, noble knights, cunning rogues, and powerful sorcerers struggle against corruption, chaos, and the darkness beyond. The setting draws inspiration from late medieval and early Renaissance Europe, particularly the Holy Roman Empire, with its fractured political landscape, religious strife, and constant threats from within and beyond. Now that we have our species, it's time to pick a class and career. Your class determines your general place in society, while your career defines your current job and your status. Each of the classes have options for careers. So first, academics. These are scholars and professionals who use education to make a living. Career options include apothecary, engineer, lawyer, nun, physician, priest, scholar, and wizard. Then we have burghers. These are townsfolk working in cities and towns of the empire. And their career options are agitator, artisan, beggar, investigator, merchant, rat catcher, townsman, and watchman. Then we have courtiers. Those are connected to nobility or providing services to rulers. Career options are advisor, artist, duelist, envoy, noble, servant, spy, and warden. Then we have peasants, farmers, hunters, and rural workers living off the land. And their career options are bailiff, hedge witch, herbalist, hunter, miner, mystic, scout, and villager. Then there are rangers. These are roving folk who make a living on the open roads, traveling far beyond their hometowns and villages. And their career options are bounty hunter, coachman, entertainer, flagellant, messenger, peddler, road warden, and witch hunter. And river folk, people who live and work on the empire's rivers and waterways. We have boatman, huffer, river warden, river woman, seaman, smuggler, stevedore, and wrecker. And then we have rogues. These are criminals and those who thrive on the fringes of society. We have career options like the bawd, charlatan, fence, grave robber, outlaw, thief, racketeer, and witch. And then, of course, our warriors. These are trained fighters from various backgrounds, both noble and lowborn. And career options include cavalryman, guard, knight, pit fighter, protagonist, soldier, troll slayer, and warrior priest. You can either choose a career outright, but notice some are restricted by your species. Or you can roll a d100 for a random class and career, which earns additional XP. If you like your first roll, you gain 50 XP. If not, you can roll twice more and choose one of those for 25 XP. If none appeal to you, you can keep rolling, but you won't gain any bonus XP. Alright, so we're going to roll, it looks like a noble, so that's the courtier class. So we got a noble. This means our character comes from a privileged background, navigating the complex political landscape of the empire. Our career skills and talents will reflect this high status. As a noble, you stand above the common folk, born into a lineage of privilege and power. The blood of highborn ancestors grants nobles the authority to rule, make laws, and dispense justice. Many inherit vast wealth and land, though only direct heirs hold true influence. Others seek their own path through politics, business, or military service, often becoming officers in the state army or perhaps even the navy. Some dedicate themselves to the gods, while others serve more powerful noble houses with daughters commonly becoming handmaidens to royalty. Next, we determine our character's innate capabilities, things like physical strength, agility, intelligence, and willpower. Attributes in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay include 10 characteristics, as well as movement, wounds, fate, and resilience. We roll 2d10 for each characteristic, then apply species modifiers. If we stick with our results, we gain plus 50 XP. We can also rearrange these numbers for plus 25 XP. Also, if we're unhappy with the rolls, we can re-roll and swap the results around with no XP bonus, or forego rolling altogether and distribute 100 points manually across the 10 characteristics, with a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 18 to a single characteristic. For humans, we roll 2d10 for each of our 10 characteristics, adding 20 to the result. Alright, let's start and roll for our weapon skill. So weapon skill determines our effectiveness in melee combat. So we roll a 2 and a 3, which totals 5. Adding 20, we get 25. Not the best, but plenty of room to improve. So for our ballistic skill, this is governing our ranged attacks. We roll 6 and 10, giving us 16. With the plus 20, that brings us to 36. A decent shot with a bow or a firearm. For strength measures our raw physical power. We roll an 8 and a 15, making 13. Adding 20, we land at 33. Strong enough to hold our own, I suppose. For toughness, which helps us resist injury and hardship, we roll a 5 and an 8, which totals 13. Adding 20, we reach 33. A sturdy constitution to endure the perils of the old world. Now for initiative. Initiative represents reaction speed and awareness. We roll 1 and 1 for a total of 2. Adding 20 gives us 22. Not the fastest or the most aware, but still capable of staying alert. Now for our agility. Agility affects movement, dodging, and balance. We roll 7 and 9, totaling 16. With the plus 20, we get 36. Fairly nimble on our feet. And now for dexterity. Dexterity governs fine motor skills and precision tasks. We roll a 4 and a 6, making 10. Adding 20, that's 30. Steady hands for crafting delicate maneuvers, or maybe picking some pockets. For intelligence influences reasoning and problem solving. We roll a 5 and a 7 for a total of 12. With the plus 20, we get 32. Not a genius, but capable. Now for willpower. Willpower determines mental resilience. We roll a 9 and a 10. A strong total of 19. Adding 20, that's 39. An incredibly strong mind, resistant to fear and manipulation. And for our fellowship, which governs charm and social ability, we roll 8 and 10, totaling 18. Adding 20, we reach 38. So maybe a natural socialite who can influence others with ease. A well-rounded but flawed individual. Perfect for adventuring in the old world. Each characteristic has a bonus value based on its tens digit, which influences various mechanics in the game. For example, a strength of 39 gives us a strength bonus of 3, while a willpower of 51 means a willpower bonus of 5. Now let's determine wounds. Unlike other attributes, wounds are calculated using strength bonus, toughness bonus times 2, and willpower bonus. So for our character, that gives us a strength bonus of 3 plus our toughness bonus of 3 times 2 plus our willpower bonus of 3. That gives us 12 wounds. We also need to determine fate, fortune, resilience, and resolve, key attributes that define a character's luck and inner strength. Your base values depend on your species. So humans get 2 fate points, 1 resilience, a movement of 4, and 3 extra points to increase our fate and resilience. So let's do 2 more fate and 1 more resilience. You start with a base value for fate and resilience and then have a number of extra points to spread between these 2 attributes. The numbers for these are shown in the attributes table. So the more points you allocate to fate, the luckier you are. By comparison, a higher resilience shows you can steal through any situation. Your initial fortune is equal to your fate, and your initial resolve equals your resilience. So we can take a look here at our movement, walk, run speeds. Now we want to work on advancing our characteristics. So we flip over to our career, and we take a look at the advanced scheme. We're going to find the 3 characteristics marked with a cross. And for these, you can allocate a total of 5 advances across 3 characteristics as you choose. And make sure you mark them in the advances box on your character sheet. Characteristic advances show training or experience in your characteristic. The number of advances you have in the characteristic is added to the initial characteristic to show your current ability. So if you have an initial dexterity of 25 and 5 dexterity advances, your dexterity is now 30. So for the noble, we have weapon skill, initiative, and dexterity. So I'm going to add all 5 advances to weapon skill, bringing us to 30. Now that we have our attributes, we choose our skills and talents, determined by our species and our career. Skills represent areas of trained learning or experience, while talents provide special abilities unique to your character. Skills are classified as either basic or advanced. Basic skills represent common abilities that anyone can perform. You can use these skills without any advances at a level equal to the governing characteristic. Advanced skills require specialist knowledge, and you can only use these skills if you have taken at least one advance in them. Like characteristic advances, skill advances show specific training in a skill. All skills are associated with the characteristic, and the number of advances you have in the skill is added to that characteristic to show you how skilled you are. So as climb is associated with strength, if you have a strength of 38 and 8 climb advances, your climb skill is 46. Each species has a variety of skills and talents to choose from. You may choose 3 skills to gain 5 advances each, and 3 skills to gain 3 advances each. If a talent listing presents a choice, you select one talent from the choices given. Any random talents are determined by rolling on the random talent table. If you roll a talent you already have, you may re-roll. One thing to note is all characters are assumed to be fluent in Reichsspiel, the language of the Empire, and do not need to take it as a skill. For humans, or Reichlanders, our starting skills include Animal Care, Charm, Cool, Evaluate, Gossip, Haggle, Language Bretonnian, Language Wastelander, Leadership, Lore Reichland, Melee Basic, and Ranged Bow. So I'm now selecting my starting skill advances, which represent areas of expertise my character has developed. Since I'm playing a noble, I want to reflect both their combat training and their ability to navigate the social and political landscape of the Empire. For my 3 strongest skills, I'll take 5 advances, each in Melee Basic. Nobles are often trained in the art of combat from a young age, whether through dueling practice or battlefield strategy. So this ensures my character is competent in personal combat, a necessity in the cutthroat world of the Empire. Cool. Keeping one's composure is essential for a noble, whether facing down a rival in court or staring death in the eye. A strong cool skill ensures my character won't break under pressure. Charm. Nobility isn't just about birthright, it's about influence. So being able to win people over, sway opinions, and inspire loyalty is key to surviving in high society. For my secondary skills, I'll take 3 advances, each in leadership, because a noble is expected to command, whether it's leading soldiers into battle or rallying allies in court. Even if I'm not yet a ruler, showing natural leadership can open doors. Gossip. Information is power. Nobles often trade in rumors and secrets, and knowing what's happening behind the scenes can be just as valuable as wealth or titles. And evaluate. Whether it's assessing a business opportunity, appraising a fine piece of art, or determining if a deal is fair, a noble should have a keen eye for value. So with these choices, my character seems to be shaping up to be a charismatic and composed leader, capable in combat, but even stronger in persuasion and intrigue, a noble who isn't just born to power, but knows how to use it. And our starting talents include Doomed, plus a choice between Savvy, which boosts intelligence, or Suave, which boosts fellowship, along with 3 randomly rolled talents. So Doomed, Suave adds +5 to our starting fellowship, and I'm going to roll and I get Attractive, Hardy, and Luck as my other 3 random. My character's talents reflect their noble upbringing, natural charm, and resilience. So let's talk about it. So Doomed. At age 10, a priest of Mor prophesied how I would die. This ominous fate lingers over me, and if my death matches the prophecy, my next character inherits half my XP. It's a grim but fitting touch for the perilous world of Warhammer. Attractive. Whether it's striking features, confidence, or sheer magnetism, I have a natural ability to turn heads. This makes me more persuasive when dealing with those attracted to me, giving me an extra edge in charm-based social encounters. And it gives me a chance to ask the DM about every NPC, do they think I'm attractive? Suave. With a natural air of refinement and grace, I gain a permanent +5 boost to my fellowship, making me even more adept at navigating high society and influencing others. And hardy, my resilience means I can take more punishment than most. Thanks to this talent, I gain extra wounds equal to my toughness bonus, helping me survive the dangers of the old world. And luck. Fortune favors me, perhaps because of noble birth, divine favor, or sheer good fortune. I have additional fortune points, giving me more opportunities to re-roll, escape danger, or seize critical moments. Altogether, these talents paint the picture of a well-connected, charismatic noble with a touch of fate guiding their path, whether through triumph or tragedy. Next, we select our career skills and talents. Each career starts with 8 career skills, and we have 40 advances to distribute across them, with no more than 10 in any single skill. Additionally, we pick one talent from those listed in our career. Career skill advances, 5 each. I've chosen to spread my 40 advances evenly across all my career skills, putting 5 advances in each. This approach ensures that my character is competent in a wide range of noble responsibilities, from combat and leadership to social maneuvering and even vices. So bribery. In the world of politics and power, not everything is settled with words alone. Knowing when and how to grease the right palms can be just as effective as diplomacy. Consume alcohol. Nobles often attend extravagant feasts and social gatherings where wine flows freely. Holding one's liquor isn't just about indulgence. It's about keeping composure while others lose theirs. Gamble. Wagering on dice, cards, or even duels is a common pastime among the aristocracy. A sharp mind at the gambling table can reveal as much about a person as any political debate. Intimidate. Though charm is my preferred weapon, there are times when sheer presence and authority must command respect. A noble who can back up their words with an imposing demeanor is taken seriously. Leadership. A noble is expected to command, whether on the battlefield, in court, or among allies. A strong presence can rally troops, inspire loyalty, and solidify power. Lore heraldry. Recognizing noble bloodlines, family crests, and political ties is crucial. Understanding the intricacies of aristocratic lineage allows me to navigate high society with ease and identify key players in the game of power. Melee fencing. Many nobles train in the art of fencing, not just as a sport, but as a necessity. Whether dueling to defend honor or fighting in battle, a blade in skilled hands is always an advantage. And play lute. Music is a refined and respected art among the nobility, whether performing for entertainment or as a means of courtly influence. Playing an instrument can impress, soothe, or sway opinions. And for my career talent, I'm going to take Etiquette Nobles. I've chosen Etiquette Nobles to enhance my social interactions within aristocratic circles. This talent ensures I always know the right words, customs, and behaviors to navigate court politics smoothly. It helps avoid costly faux pas and allows me to ingratiate myself with the powerful. By taking a well-rounded approach, I ensure my noble isn't just a fighter or a diplomat, but a versatile figure who can handle whatever situation arises, whether it's a duel at dawn, a heated debate in court, or a risky gamble with high stakes. Every skill plays a role in maintaining and expanding power, making this character both dangerous and influential in the world of Warhammer Fantasy. Our trappings for our class gives us a courtly garb, a dagger, a pouch containing tweezers, an ear pick, and a comb. And our career as a noble, we get courtly garb, a foil or hand mirror, and jewelry. I'll take the foil. For starting wealth, I consult the table. Since noble is gold 1, I start with 1 gold crown. This money can be used to purchase more trappings or save for spending during play. Now we flesh out the character, choosing a name, age, appearance, and personality traits. Let's call our noble Albrecht von Eisenbach, a young, ambitious politician with a sharp mind and a knack for intrigue. There are lots of names here that you can choose from or pick something that works for the world. And you can look at the cultural influences. You can roll or select age, hair, eye color, or height, all those sorts of things if you want. And then we can talk about ambitions. So ambitions are a character's goals in life, what they want to achieve. So all characters have both a short-term and long-term ambition. So you can consult with your GM when choosing your ambitions, and of course the GM has final say on the acceptability of a particular ambition and whether it's short-term or long-term. Short-term ambitions represent your immediate goals. They are outcomes you wish to achieve within days and weeks, possibly sooner. Under normal circumstances, a short-term ambition should take at least 2 or 3 sessions to complete. So, an example of some short-term ambitions: ruining the reputation of a romantic rival, avenging a fallen comrade, or befriending a reclusive scholar. Long-term ambitions are goals you will need to work for months or years to complete and may never be achieved at all. Maybe they're taken more as a description of a primary motivation in your life more than something that's going to necessarily be a realistic outcome. Some examples of long-term ambitions include owning your own coaching inn, building your village into a thriving town, or ridding the colleges of magic of elven influence. So a key part of character creation is choosing a motivation, which helps define roleplay and gameplay. Albrecht's motivation? Power above all. He seeks to climb the ranks of nobility, no matter the cost. Some other considerations to think about are: how does Albrecht, for example, fit into a party? He could be the group's face, leveraging political connections and high society skills. He might be a great fit for certain social encounters. And so it's always useful for all the players in your group should discuss what your collective goals are as individuals and as a group, and then choose a short-term and maybe long-term party ambition. Another way to do this is to answer 10 questions to flesh out your character. It's a great way to build an engaging backstory, and it's a way to answer questions about your character's past, their motivations, and their relationship. It's a way to help make your character story feel cohesive and compelling. And if you can answer some of these, or even all of these, you'll have a more fully fleshed out character ready for the world. Between sessions, you spend your XP to buy new skills and talents to increase your characteristics and to change career. And the final step in creating your character is to spend any bonus XP you earn through the character creation process. And you can take a look at the table, which shows how you can spend these points. Initially, you can only spend your XP to increase the 3 characteristics, 8 skills, and 4 talents available to your career. So you can take a look here at the table, which shows what it costs to buy talents, what it costs to increase your stats, and any skills that you would like to purchase. So you can see talents cost 100 XP to start, plus 100 XP per time the talent has already been taken. If it's a talent you can take multiple times. To leave a complete career, it costs 100 XP. To live an incomplete career, it costs 200 XP. And so we had 120 XP to spend from our initial character creation. So I think we're going to buy the Noble Blood talent for 100 XP. We're going to advance 2 skills that have 0 to 5 advances by 1 each for a total of 20 XP spent. Now your character is ready, maybe your party's ready too, and so you should be ready to play. And there you have it, a fully created Warhammer Fantasy roleplay character ready for adventure. Let me know in the comments what kind of character you'd build, or tell me about your favorite Warhammer Fantasy roleplay character. If you found this content useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more RPG content. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.